All right, today we are diving headfirst into one of the most powerful and honestly awe-inspiring things you can see in nature, twisters. We're going to get right into the incredible science of what actually makes a tornado happen.
I mean, you've seen the footage, right? That huge twisting column of air that just touches down from the sky. Whether you've seen it for real or just on a screen, it's an image that just sticks with you. That giant funnel connecting the clouds to the ground. It's just a raw display of power. Kind of terrifying, but also, you have to admit, absolutely fascinating. So, what is a tornado, really? I mean, what's the official definition? Let's break down the basics of one of nature's most powerful forces.
Okay, so when you get right down to it, a tornado is basically a rapidly spinning column of air. But here's the key part. It has to touch both the ground and the base of a thunderstorm. I love the analogy of an atmospheric vacuum cleaner because that's pretty much what it's doing, just sucking up dust, debris, really anything it can grab, right into that swirling funnel. And what's really wild is that most tornadoes, they don't last very long at all. We're talking just a few minutes usually. But the amount of damage they can cause in that short time, it's just massive. It's a crazy amount of power packed into a tiny window. So that brings up a good question. How do we even measure their strength? I mean, you can't exactly stick a weather vane in the middle of one, right? Measuring the wind speed directly is super difficult. So instead, scientists got clever. They look at the damage left behind. And this is the tool they use to do it. It's called the Enhanced Fujita Scale, or just the EF scale for short. And it's actually a pretty brilliant system. It rates a tornado based on the mess it leaves behind. So, an EF0 is the weakest. We're talking maybe some broken tree branches. But then you go all the way up to an EF5. We're talking wind speeds over 200 miles per hour. The scale literally calls the damage incredible, and they mean it. That's when you see buildings just wiped clean off their foundations. It's total devastation. Okay, so how in the world does something this powerful even get started? Well, the best way to think about it is like a recipe. You need very specific, and I mean very volatile, ingredients to come together just right. It all starts with two key ingredients. Ingredient number one, you need warm, moist air. For North America, that usually comes right up from the Gulf of Mexico. And ingredient number two, you need cool, dry air, which typically rolls down from Canada. Now, when these two giant, completely opposite air masses slam into each other, well, they do not play nice. It creates this incredibly unstable atmosphere. So here's how that instability turns into a twister. First, you have that collision we just talked about. Then, and this is the cool part, you have winds at different heights blowing at different speeds or in different directions. This starts to create a horizontal spinning tube of air just rolling along in the sky. The final step, the real game changer, is when the warm air rising in the thunderstorm, the updraft, grabs that spinning tube and yanks it upright into a vertical position. And boom, that is how a tornado is born. All right, so now we know how they form. Let's talk about where and when you're most likely to see one. Because, yeah, they can technically happen almost anywhere, but there are definitely hotspots on the map. And the number one hotspot in the entire world, it's the United States, and it's not even close. Our unique geography here in North America, with the Gulf of Mexico to the south and the Rocky Mountains to the west, it's just the perfect setup for those key ingredients, that warm, moist air and that cool, dry air, to meet and clash. And right in the middle of the US, you've got the heart of the action, a place you've probably heard of, Tornado Alley. We're talking about a big stretch of land through states like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. This is the prime battleground where that warm air from the south and cool air from the north just go at it over and over again. And there's definitely a peak season too. Most tornadoes happen in the spring and early summer. That's when the temperature differences between those air masses are the most extreme. But, and you really got to remember this, the right conditions can pop up and create a tornado literally any time of the year. Understanding all this science is fascinating. It really is. But knowing what to do if you're ever in the path of one, that's what really matters. So let's get into the most important part of all, how to stay safe. And our first line of defense is actually more science. Thank goodness for meteorologists and their incredible tools, like Doppler radar. They can actually see the rotation inside a thunderstorm, sometimes before a funnel cloud even forms. Getting those early warnings out is absolutely critical, and it saves so many lives. Okay, so you hear that warning, what do you do? The number one rule is simple. Put as many walls between you and the tornado as you can. If you're inside, get to the lowest floor. A basement is best. If you don't have one, find a small interior room with no windows, like a bathroom or a closet. If you're caught outside, get low. Lie flat in a ditch or some other low spot and cover your head with your hands.
And listen, this next part is a warning I cannot stress enough. Never try to outrun a tornado in your car. Just don't do it. They are unpredictable, they can change direction in a heartbeat, and they can move way faster than you can drive. Your car is not safe. The rule is to get out, get away from the vehicle, and get into a ditch.
And that really brings it all back around, doesn't it? Tornadoes are just this humbling reminder of the raw, incredible power our planet has. But they're also proof of how important science is. It's the tool that helps us understand that power, predict it, and hopefully stay safe from it.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you know the recipe for a tornado and the basic safety rules, what could your own community do to be better prepared? What would that plan look like where you live?